right, you guys, one last thing before we go. Now, Ralph Lauren donates and collaborates with HBCUs. A lot of people was in an uproar in regards to this. Let me read something to everybody who don't know. Everybody don't know. Morehouse and Spelman is a private HBCU. One of the design directors in New York is James Jeter under Ralph Lauren. He's a graduated from Morehouse, class 2013. Ralph Lauren, in the aftermath or the hype of the George Floyd murder, Ralph Lauren has donated $2 million to 12 HBCUs, and he's coming out with a wardrobe line at the end of the month. The way I see this, the business side of me says this is a smart business move. Black people have a problem with it. Black people have a problem with it. Now, I saw the wardrobe. Okay, let me rephrase. I saw the wardrobe that everybody else seen. A little bit disappointed. I was previously. I said I'm not wearing this. This looks like Birmingham, Alabama, back in the day. My answer immediately was no. Maybe I'll buy a shirt and a tie, and that's it. I'm not buying these suits that look like they need to be worn in the winter. And I was like, what's with the retro? Then on Friday's podcast, we had a lady who was an alumni for Spelman. She was passionate about this because she didn't like the deal at all. She said that is what they used to do. And another historian came in the room and said this is how they used to dress back in the day. They're introducing the history of Morehouse and Spelman to a black man's point, where Spelman, they wore white on when it came to formal occasions. When she told me that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Now, will I buy it? Maybe. Now that I got full context, I'll probably buy it. Especially they come out with a Texas Southern University one. I'm definitely buying it. Majority of my college hours are from Texas Southern University, which is at HBCU here in Houston. If they come out one, I'll buy it. But now that I have full context, I see it now. If you go on the website, they have a timer on the launch date. Now, for more context, Spelman and Morehouse, those are private institutions. They had to license. They're licensing the whole Ralph Lauren deal, meaning Ralph Lauren can't make money off of their name without them getting some type of financial compensation, which is a smart business move. But let's take away from the wardrobe real quick, because people have issue with the $2 million donation. But they say with all the money Ralph Lauren made and had, they said this is just pennies. He could donate it more. Here's my take on that. Anytime any business make a donation, I don't care if it's black, white, LGBT, straight, Democrats or Republicans, anytime they make a donation, that's a business move. Because they're ultimately getting some of that money back, depending on how you use. There's two formats on where they can get that money back. The first one is the most common one, which is a tax write-off. Now, how much of that tax write-off are they going to get back? I don't know. It varies. But that $2 million, if Ralph Lauren just wanted to give away money, he's getting that money right back. And another way is how he's doing right now is when he's making a business out of it and making money out of it. Let's use Blockbuster as an example, because I don't know what Ralph Lauren's ROI is. For these major production deals, these movie companies, if they spend whatever the budget is, they need at least 2.5 or 3 times as much back. For example, the average Marvel movie or DC comic movie is $200 million, excuse me.
I got you, brother. As of December the 31st, 2021, Ralph Lauren's ROI was 18.46%.
So they need 18.64% back?
18.46, yeah.
Okay.
That's for covering all their operational costs.
So they needed $2 million and an additional 18.64 for the $2 million. So above that for the $2 million, how much money are they expecting back if he gave away $2 million?
Well, that would depend on what the net income was. Mm-hmm. They made $740 million last year.
Okay, but it's safe to say that he's going to get his money back easily, whether it be a tax write-off or with this new wardrobe that's coming out. He's getting that $2 million back and then some. And people had an issue with that. And I had to explain to people, that's how business works. There's no business. It's a rarity that you're going to see a business that make a donation just out of the kindness of their heart. That's how business works. You have to leave your emotions at the front door. If I give you money, how much am I getting back? Number one, am I getting my money back? First and foremost. But number two, how much more am I getting back? Because I'm not getting that much back. This was a waste of time. And I don't like my time being wasted. Although I made some change back. But it's safe to say with the 18.64%, I'm definitely going to use that number because I want to do some math on the side in regards to this deal. He's getting this money back easily. But let's add in another caveat because I have to think like this as an HBCU student. You're donating with the 12 schools, that's $166,666 per school. Now, some people say that's not a lot, that's not a must, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. To those, I tell them go to school or shut up because there's requirements to get a scholarship. Once you meet that requirement, sure, take advantage of some of this scholarship money because they're not going to get the whole $166 to one student. They're going to spread that out as much as they can. But guess what? If you meet the requirements for a Ralph Lauren scholarship, there's a strong possibility you meet the requirements for other scholarship, others millions. I wonder if it's billions now of scholarship money that's out there that has not been touched. So the way I say it, this is a win-win for the students because number one, they get the scholarship. Number two, there's possibly an internship started with this since there's a brother who's head of designer from an HBCU. So there's an internship involved with this, and you're opening doors for more students to take advantage of this. Because if this business deal works for this year, assuming this is a one-year deal, he can re-up and do it again next year, donate more money to get more HBCUs involved. So I understand how Black people are skeptical of white people or white corporations helping Black people. But at the same time, one thing I would tell Black people is this. Number one, get out your own way. And number two, he's my son is in the other room, so he won't hear me say this. My thing is this: let him fuck up first, then let's criticize him, then let's hold him to task. But today, can you stop fucking up this deal? Because you're gonna mess it up for everybody in the future. People that are more inclined to give money to the school, to a Black man's point, are the alumni. I should have wrote this number down. I'm gonna look it up, and I swear we're gonna have a conversation about it maybe on Tuesday and on Wednesday show. Majority of the doctors, dentists, executives, politicians, these Black people, majority of them come from an HBCU. I'm gonna have the number for everybody on Tuesday, and hopefully I can find that link as well. Majority of these people are HBCU alumni. You're more inclined to ask them, how come you have not made no donation towards the school? They have more ties, more responsibility to the HBCU. If I remember correctly, out of the 6,000 colleges or universities that's in this country, 107 are HBCUs. Well, you got Ralph Lauren coming in and doing this because somebody got in his ear in the corporate office, which is one of his directors in design who came from HBCU. This is a win. I know Black people like to get emotional when it comes to white people assisting or helping out Black people. I get it, I understand, but at the same time, this is not what we asked for, or at least this is not what they was protesting about. Now that someone's actually doing it, we have a problem. As a matter of fact, this is probably the better deal of what white corporations asking Black people, we hear you, what do you want us to do? Instead of asking corporations permission to wear a fucking t-shirt, somebody told him, I need you to donate money to the school. And not only that, I think there's a way where we can get this money back and make more money and continue our partnership with HBCUs. This is a win for Black students. And the crazy part is the biggest enemy is Black people.